Hello everyone, welcome to Richie's Gaming Gadgets and Gizmos. Today we have the CUBOT V2 Smart Wristband and Heart Rate Monitor. This little device, it may look simple to the eye, but it is a very powerful little tool indeed. And more importantly, it doesn't cost that much money. That's the best part. So, what I'm going to do first off is just take it out of the box. So, first thing I see here is a caution sign with a battery on it. Fully charged for first usage. Okay. That seems like a pretty easy instruction to follow. So here we have the smart wristband here, and it says here, first boot activated by charging, touch here to wake up the screen. Okay, so you just stay there for a second. And I'm guessing this is the USB cable for charging. As you can see, our familiar mini USB plug. And at the bottom here we have some instructions. So this is a nice little foam piece here for storage. It's a nice foam little thing there. And here we have a little booklet. So this is the contents: charging cable, the smart wristband. So first time use, I have to charge this up first. So it says here, first boot activated by charging, touch here to wake up the screen. So I guess I have to take this film off. There's a little film of plastic on this thing. That looks nice. So the first thing I'm going to do is, before I can actually use this, I have to charge it. So I have to get access to the little USB port. Now, what I like about this is that it definitely does look and feel like it is waterproof. These bands here are rubberized, and everything is enclosed. All the electronics are enclosed, as you can see. And of course there's a little sensor that tracks your heart rate. See it right there. Looks pretty nice. And here, of course, because it's waterproof, you have to make sure that the ports are hidden, nicely hidden behind this little rubber door here. And behind the rubber door, there's my little mini USB port. Now it took a while. I had to really pry to get this door open, which is good. That's a good sign, because when it's closed and you have it on your skin, it's gonna keep everything dry and enclosed, so you don't have to worry about your electronics getting wet when you use this, especially when you're in the rain or you get wet, right? So, which makes it perfect for joggers. And I mean, this is designed for people who have an active lifestyle, want to track their heart rate. So I plug this in here. And now I'm going to plug this into a power source. So that could be any USB port on my computer, and I'm actually going to plug it into my laptop. So here's a laptop that I have here, and I'm just going to plug this into my USB port. And it's upside down. It said welcome, and showing me that the battery is charging. Now, one great feature about the CUBOT V2 wristband is the fact that it will remind you via a simple vibration that you've forgotten your phone in your car, or you just have left your phone behind. And all that happens is that, of course, when you walk away from your device, if you've left it on the table or something, the Bluetooth connection will cease and it will vibrate, right? And it comes in very handy because there are many times I've left my phone in the car, and the smart little wristband has vibrated to remind me that I've left my phone in the car. So as proof, I'm going to walk away with this phone, leave the CUBOT V2 band here. I'm going to go upstairs, and it should vibrate momentarily. Now, this handy dandy little device also gives you great notifications one good one is when you do get text messages, it lets you know that as well. So let me just send myself a simple test text, and the little CUBOT V2 vibrates to let me know you have a text message. Other notifications include when somebody's calling you, you do see the phone number of the person calling. The phone number comes up on the screen, this little screen here as well. Now, to pair with your smart wristband, the first thing you do is obviously turn this on, and that's done by pretty much tapping twice on the screen. Then you go into your smartphone and then you activate your Bluetooth connection, and it's going to search for available devices. And as you can see here, the CUBOT V2 device is shown as available. I'm going to click on that. It has paired and it's connected. So now we have successfully connected our smart wristband with our smartphone. The smart wristband app can be found in the Google Play Store. In this particular demo, I just type CUBOT V2 and there it is at the top here, and I've already installed it, so let's open that. And here you're greeted with this screen here. Now, I've been using this for a couple of days and it shows I've done, as of today, about just over 14,000 steps. So this smart wristband, yes, it does have a built-in pedometer, obviously, which tracks every step that I make. And my goal I set is for 10,000 steps a day, and I've surpassed that. And at the bottom, what I like, it actually gives you a little chart, a little graph that shows you your steps, and I believe it's every hour, right? And as you can see, around lunchtime or so, around midday, there's a huge spike where I've done like over 5,000 steps, and I actually went to the gym and ran a 5K. I usually go to the gym on weekends, you know, around lunchtime to run a 5K, so that's what you're seeing there, and it keeps track of all of that nice information. It also tells you your distance that you've run, that you've ran and traveled. In this case, I've done 10.43 kilometers, and that's a combination of walking and running, and that's for the day so far. Burned about 667 kilocalories, and this is all throughout a period of about 131 minutes of actual walking. In this case, a mixture of walking and running. So what you can do then is, there's also something called a sleep duration screen here, and what you can actually do here is track your sleep. You have the time that you're in deep sleep. It shows you time that you light time and awake time. So, well, what this app actually does, I guess when you're in a deep sleep, you're hardly moving, so it would track for how long you've been in a very, very deep still sleep. Then if you move and toss and turn around a little bit, or you're still sleeping, it would categorize that as light time, and then when you wake up, of course, it will track that as well. So that's a pretty cool app as well. And then here, of course, you have a heart rate monitor. So there's two types. So there's two ways you can record your heart rate. The easy way is that you can just double tap on your device here, and what I love about it, it's so easy to actually navigate. You can just swipe. So you navigate this by just double tapping, as you saw, to open the screen. And then you can just simply swipe left to right, and here it shows you how much calories burnt, 667 kilocalories. That's the kilometers that you saw on my phone, 10.43 kilometers that I've walked so far for the day, and then it shows you my the time and the date there, and it also gives you how much battery life you have, and there's a little Bluetooth indicator showing you that I am connected via Bluetooth to my phone. But what I want to show you here, and that's the number of steps there, 14,101 steps walked. And here's the heart rate monitor. So I go to this setting here, and automatically the little heart rate sensor at the back here starts flashing. Now ideally this should be on my wrist, right? And the best way to do it is that when you do put this on, make sure that it's relatively tight under your skin, because you want the sensor to make 100% contact with the skin. and have it just like about an inch above the little bone here in your wrist, just about an inch, and that would be a good place for it to measure your heart rate. So that's one way you can actually have your heart rate measured, and that will give you an instantaneous reading. Now that's pretty cool. I mean, most devices have that. A lot of other like wearables do that today. But what I like about the CUBOT V2 smart wristband, you can also set it to measure your heart rate over a long period of time. So if you want to like have it track your heart rate over a 24-hour period, for example, you can do that. And all you do is go to this app, page here in the app called Heart Rate, and all you do is just hit start measuring, and what it would do is actually measure your heart rate for as long as you want. It will do that all day, and it would actually, when you're finished, you just click the little finish measuring button here. So as you can see the lights flashing, I want you to see that to show that it's, you know, the monitor is trying to measure your heart rate. Obviously it's not on my wrist, so it's not going to give it a value, but normally you would see a value here. And then when you're done, you just click finish measuring, and then what you will do, you will get a graph that shows you your heart rate you know, during the course of the day, which is really, really cool. That comes in handy, so you can track, for example, when you're running, when you're active, when you're not that active, and you know, to see how your heart rate is. And there's even a little table here where you can actually see, you know, your resting heart rate, what should that be, warm up, what's the beats per second, you know, the number of beats that you're going to have per minute there, what's your fat burning zone, what's your heart and lung zone, and extreme sports. And that's me. I like a lot of extreme sports, so I know there will be times that my heart rate will be pretty high. So on this scale, and I'm sure you can adjust it, this is just to give you an idea of what you can actually measure and what you can actually track with this smart wristband. Now, while in the same app, when you swipe to the left there, and it's very, as I said, very intuitive. You just swipe from left to right, so you can get your heart rate, your sleep function, and then you can track your steps here. Here's the front page where you put your name. So I have this bogus name, John Smith, of course. Height and weight you put in there. But then there is a number of options. So there's something called health management. It's in here that you set your target number of steps. So I actually had it set for 10,000. Where you can actually just use that sliding scale there, and you know, select any factor of thousands in terms of steps there, and you can just save. And then there's heart rate warning, which you can turn on and off. And here's where you set the beats per minute. So right now by default, it's set to 194 beats per minute. So if, of course, I am doing some extreme sports and my heart rate does go above that, the CUBOT V2 will warn me that I am in the danger zone. And then there's a 24 hours monitoring switch here, and that's the feature that I was talking about when you're monitoring when you want to monitor your heart rate for 24 hours. This is where you turn on and off that feature. And then going back now, so the reminder setting, here is where you can actually set some alarms, basic alarms, you know, when you want to wake up in the morning, for example. So you have that alarm feature, which is pretty cool. And then you have sleep preference, sedentary reminder. So this sedentary reminder, I work at a desk at work, and there are times I sit down for a little bit longer than I should. And you can actually have this one turned on. If you sit down, I think it's because I've been using it, I think when I sit down for at least more than half an hour, I could be wrong, but roughly about half an hour, it does like vibrate and show me a picture of somebody sitting down on a chair, and that reminds me I should get up, walk around, get a coffee or something like that. There's also a call reminder on-off switch, and that's when somebody calls you. You can actually turn on and off that feature where you can see the number of the person calling you on your smart wristband. And then the message reminder, you can turn that on and off as well, and that's when I showed you a bit earlier, when somebody sends you a text message, that's the reminder that you get. And then you also have a WeChat reminder as well, which you can turn on and off. And then for this, I just have it turned off for the purpose of this demo, but you can also leverage the WeChat app as well. GPS Sports, this is a really, really good one for you joggers out there who don't like running on a treadmill. I love the treadmill because right now it's winter where I am, and I'm not running out there in sub-zero temperatures. But you can press the start jogging button here, and what will happen is that once your GPS is turned on your phone, you will see a map of where you are in real time, and when you jog, it would actually plot that course along that map where you have jogged and keep a record of it. So that's a really cool app. I think that's pretty good. Now the CUBOT V2 is also very waterproof. As you can see here. Oh, this is a really cool one. Remote picturing. Now obviously with remote picturing, you can use your CUBOT V2 as a remote control device to take pictures on your phone remotely. So it comes in handy for when you're doing selfies and whatnot. And when you do run that function, like watch the screen on here, remote picture taken, you see a picture of a camera on there, right? Meaning that it's active and you can actually take a picture. So let me do that right now and just show how easy it is to use. So we have our subject, the Hulk, there in the background, and we have our phone. As you can see, I'm taking pictures. And I just have to tap the wristband, and it actually vibrates as well. So I definitely know I'm taking a picture. So the vibration comes in handy because you may want to take a picture or do a selfie, and you're at a nightclub and the music is blaring. If you can feel that vibration, you know you've taken the picture, right? So that's a really cool little feature there, remote picture taking. Now the final tab in this app is called device management. So when I go in there, it tells me at the top here how much power is left on the battery on my little smart wristband, and right now I have about 75% power left, which is good. Binding management, all that is, when I click that, it just shows me the what device is connected to this application via Bluetooth, and of course it's the CUBOT V2, and it has of course I have it blocked out, but it does have the MAC address information there as well. And then that's where you can actually bind a new device, connect it, and manage it from there. And then intelligent auto lost. So yes, if you forget your phone or leave it behind, the smart wristband will vibrate once you distance yourself, walk away quite a bit, like a couple, I think like 20 feet or so. It will start to vibrate. But this little smart wristband, it's so small. I have a tendency of losing small things, and I'm sure you might as well. So there's something called intelligent anti-lost, and all that is if you want to find your little CUBOT, you just press find device, and your little CUBOT vibrates and dances around to say, here I am. Isn't that cool? Now there's something called an intelligent alarm, which you can turn on. I have mine turned on, and it pretty much enables the system to automatically detect the connection between the phone and the device, and when the system determines that the device may be lost, will give an alarm message. So that was the intelligent alarm I was talking about. When you walk away from your phone and the connection is lost, the Bluetooth connection is lost, this little thing will jump around as well and vibrate. See some pretty cool little features here. Here you can actually just set your metric system. You can have it meters, have the metric system, or you can have the British system, feet, miles, and pounds, versus the metric system from our good old guys in France there, which give you measurements in meters, kilometers, and kilograms. And I have it metric system, obviously. And time setting here is where you set your 12-hour and 24-hour times clock setting, and then the firmware. If you want to check to make sure you have the latest firmware, you just click on that. It's waterproof, and these are nice rubber straps. You don't really see any hinges. It's just one smooth, one all-in-one enclosure, which is good. As I said, at the back we have the sensor that measures your heart rate, and then the USB charging port is nestled deep under this little rubber plug here, and you need this because you're gonna get water on this, so this rubber plug keeps that mini USB port nice and dry. Now, you know, when you put it on, here, you just thread this through the hole here, little hole, and then you can just tighten it to, you know, make it comfortable. Make sure that the back of the wristband is making contact with your skin so they can actually do a good heart rate measurement. And then this little clip here, this goes into any of the holes here on the strap. Now, of course, the straps are rubber because if you're an active person like me, you tend to sweat a lot, so you want a nice rubber feel. And it's very lightweight. I don't even know it's on. And what I like about it too, there's a feature, of course, where it should turn on, or actually turn off that feature. So by default, when you turn the screen towards you, it should light up, but the default setting for this is actually the other way around, where it will not light up when you turn it to you. You have to tap it for it to light up. But there's a setting, and I'll show you in a second, where you can turn that on. So here I'm in the app. You go here to the front page, and then you go to device management, I believe. And right here, there's a little thing that says turn over to light the screen. And as you can see, it is turned off. So what I'm going to do is turn it on. And now, when I pick this up and I turn it to myself, let me put it on my wrist so you can actually see it really working properly, it should light up. So you put this on here. So now let's check it out and see if it works this time. Yep, there you go. It comes up by itself. I don't have to double tap it. Do it again. And there it comes up by itself. Alright, isn't that cool? Now the CUBOT V2 smart band comes in 3 colors. Turquoisey blue, black, as well as a light gray. Weighs about 20 grams, a mere 20 grams. Well, that's like next to nothing. It also comes in 7 languages, so you can get this in German, English, Spanish, French, Italian, Russian, and Chinese. And the battery on this thing, as I said, it's very, very small and lightweight, so the battery is an impressive miniature 80 milliampere hour battery, but it's just enough for it to just, take all those measurements, give you all the readings on the screen here. As you can see, when I do activate the screen, it doesn't stay up for too long. Just gives you enough seconds to read the information. Now I did say that it is waterproof. Now it's rated at IP65, so that's like, you can run around with it in the rain, and I threw it under the sink there, so you can literally throw water on this thing and it will still work. Now as far as the resolution is concerned, it does have a resolution of 128 by 32 pixels, which is pretty adequate for a smart wristband. And for those of you who are asking, yes, it does work on both iOS and Android. For iOS, it has to be iOS 8.1 above when it comes to the phone, your iPhone, and for Android, of course, 4.3, version 4.3 and above for Android phones. Now, saving the best for last, this wristband is very, very, very affordable. Again, as I said before, check the links below this video, and you can go directly and buy these right now at the online store. Now, it's time for me to hit the gym. Hey everybody, so I hope you enjoyed that video. Now I'm going to ask you to do 2 things before you leave. One, there's a button right up here on the screen to my right here. Click on that and that will take you to our website, www.redtechbot.com. When you get on that site, there will be a button there where you can actually sign up for our newsletter. And when you do sign up for our newsletter by entering in your email address,
you will automatically be entered into all of our tech giveaways. And by tech giveaways, these are some typical examples of what we will be giving away, and these are some examples. There's other stuff as well. And the good news is, you just have to enter your email address once, and it will automatically be entered into the pool every time we do a draw. And we will use that email address, of course, to contact the winner, to tell them, hey, you've won something, and it's really cool. And of course, the newsletter will have updates on tech reviews, what's coming up new, what's coming up next, new stuff in the industry, and even information on future giveaways, right? So it's really nice newsletter that we're going to be sending out. And one other thing is, on this side on the screen here, up here on my left, you click on that and you will subscribe to the channel. Now, by subscribing, of course, you will be at the forefront of any new things that are happening, any new videos that are coming out. And what I will also be doing is I'll be doing videos where I'll be talking about what we're going to be doing as a next giveaway, right? So you want to be subscribed, tuned in to that as well. So it's going to be a fun year and fun years to come as well. So yeah, that being said, you guys have a great day.